boys and girls. I'm here today in my living room with a different kind of book that I'd like to share with you. The book I have today is Sing a Song of Popcorn. It's an anthology of poetry, which means it's a collection of poetry written by lots of different people. And because we're coming up on the month of April, which is National Poetry Month, my mind goes to poems. I have always loved poetry. Even when I was your age, I had a collection of poetry actually. I went up in my attic and found these, and I'm going to share them with you in a bit. These are notebooks that I kept when I was maybe 8, 9, 10 years old of poems that I collected. I would go to the library, borrow poetry books, come home and read them, and copy down my favorites, and sometimes memorize some of the poems, which was also a lot of fun. So I'd like to start by reading some poems from this book. And as you already know, there's all different kinds of poetry. There's poems that are rhyming or non-rhyming or silly or long poems or short poems. The first poem I want to read to you is a very short poem. It's titled W, and it's by James Reeves. So it's about the letter W. The king sent for his wise men all to find a rhyme for W. When they had thought a good long time but could not think of a single rhyme, I'm sorry, said he, to trouble you. Did you hear that? W, trouble you. Okay, next I've got one marked that kind of goes together with springtime and certainly the month of April. It's called Rain. It's a very short poem that rhymes. It's written by Robert Louis Stevenson. You might have heard it before. The rain is raining all around. It falls on field and tree. It rains on the umbrellas here and on the ships at sea. Next, I have marked a poem about a tree. It's called Our Tree. It's written by Marchette Shoup. And I just want to remind you that if you're writing or copying down poems, it's fun to illustrate the poem. Art and poetry really go well together. So let's enjoy this one. Our Tree, it's called. When spring comes round, our apple tree is very full of flowers. And when a bird sits on a branch, the petals fall in showers. When summer comes, our apple tree is very full of green, and everywhere you look in it, there is a leafy screen. When autumn comes, our apple tree is full of things to eat. The apples hang from every branch to tumble at our feet. When winter comes, our apple tree is full of snow and ice, and rabbits come to visit it. We think our tree is nice. Okay, I've got another one marked over here. This one is titled Good Morning. It's by Muriel Sipe. And I think if you pay attention to the words, you'll be able to predict the rhymes that are coming pretty easily on this one. One day I saw a downy duck with feathers on his back. I said, "Good morning, Downy Duck," and he said, "Quack, quack, quack." One day I saw a timid mouse. He was so shy and meek. I said, "Good morning, timid mouse," and he said, "Squeak, squeak, squeak." One day I saw a curly dog. I met him with a bow. I said, "Good morning, curly dog," and he said, "Bow, wow, wow." One day I saw a scarlet bird. He woke me from my sleep. I said, "Good morning, scarlet bird," and he said, "Cheep, cheep, cheep." Okay. Next, I have a poem called My Favorite Word. And I think you know kind of that you can write poems about anything. A letter of the alphabet, your favorite word. Let's hear this one. There is one word, my favorite, the very, very best. It isn't no or maybe. It's yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, you may. And yes, of course. And yes, please help yourself. And when I want a piece of cake, why, yes, it's on the shelf. Some candy? Yes. A cookie? Yes. A movie? Yes, we'll go. I love it when they say my word. Yes, 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 not no. Then I have one more marked in here. Oh, this one is also by Robert Louis Stevenson. It's called The Swing. And you know what? This is a poem that I memorized when I was about 8 years old. I liked this one a lot because I used to like to swing and the swing in my backyard. So I memorized this one. And I'm wondering, it might still be in my head. I think it probably is. So let me see if I can just say it without looking at it. How do you like to go up in a swing, up in the air so blue? Oh, I do think it's the pleasantest thing ever a child can do. Up in the air and over the wall till I can see so wide, rivers and valleys and cattle and all over the countryside, till I look down on the garden green, down on the roof so brown. Up in the air I go flying again, up in the air and down. It was still in my head after all these years, which is the joy of memorizing a poem, because you'll always have it. Now, these notebooks are very dear to me. Like I said, I copied down poems that I loved when I was a kid, and I just will read a couple of them to you right now. Let's see. I even numbered my pages in here. So I think the first one I want to read is on page 45, and it's called What is Once Loved. What is once loved, you will find, is always yours from that day. Take it home in your mind, and nothing ever can take it away. And that's kind of what you do when you're memorizing a poem. No one can ever take that away if you've got it in your head. And then finally, the last poem I'm going to read is Watch for Little Things, which kind of goes together with a book I read you the other day. Watch for little things that brighten any day. The color of a bird's swift wings, the lovely jeweled spray. Watch for the kindly deeds that you alone can do. Help ever with the simple needs of loved ones nearest you. And when the day, with all it brings, has swiftly passed away, 'twill be the little simple things that make a lovely day. And boy, I think that's very good advice. Okay, so poetry. Oh, and I actually wrote a little acrostic poem to encourage you to do some poetry writing and poetry reading. So Poetry. Poetry can be peaceful, optimistic, easy, thrilling, radiant, and your voice. Okay, boys and girls, have some fun with poetry in the days and weeks ahead. I hope you enjoyed hearing some of my favorites, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.